Thank you for joining us. The killing of a U.S. Marshal is renewing questions about Arizona gun laws. Ryan Schlesinger is accused of killing Deputy U.S. Marshal Chase White.
Police believed he was dangerous and they wanted to prevent him from buying guns, but officers were limited by the law. News 4 Tucson, Sam Salzwedel has tonight's investigation.
Obtaining an Arizona concealed weapons permit, commonly referred to as a CCW, requires a background check which includes fingerprints. Then that piece of plastic allows people to buy guns without going through more background checks. The man who's accused of killing Chase White had a CCW, and police were not able to take it away. On November 29, 2018, a team of 14 law enforcement officers tried to arrest Ryan Schlesinger. Deputy U.S. Marshal Chase White was shot and killed. Police already confiscated one of Schlesinger's guns. Police reports indicate a court order prohibited him from possessing firearms, but officers were afraid he would buy more using his CCW. A Tucson police report states, "I previously contacted DPS but was advised that despite the injunctions against harassment, specifically prohibiting Ryan from possessing firearms, his CCW could not be revoked due to the fact that they were injunctions against harassment and not orders of protection." On January 8, 2011, Pam Simon was working for Congresswoman Gabby Giffords.
I was shot through the arm, and then the bullet proceeded squarely into my chest, and by some miracle, I survived and it did not hit my heart or lungs.
Since then, she's been fighting to reform gun laws.
If the primary goal of our elected officials is to make us safer as citizens while protecting our rights, we need to look at some of these loopholes.
She says the CCW permit bypassing the background check clearly could have led to the shooting of White.
Between the time they received that piece of plastic and when they put it down to purchase a gun at a licensed gun dealer, we don't know what's happened in that time.
A Department of Public Safety representative wrote in an email there are 3 conditions that allow DPS to revoke a CCW, and none of them occurred. Responding to questions about the Schlesinger case, a department representative again stated DPS had no information or basis on which to suspend or revoke his CCW permit. Ken Rainier founded Gun Owners of Arizona and has spent years advocating for the rights of people who own guns. He said it makes sense for the CCW to bypass background checks.
The background check that is conducted during the whole CCW application process is much more intense than the phone call to NICS background check that you typically get when you go buy a firearm from a federally licensed firearms dealer.
He also believes a court injunction, like the one Schlesinger had, should be limited in how it limits a person's rights.
Unlike a domestic violence situation where there is actually a crime that can be prosecuted, harassment there's no crime.
It's not clear how Ryan Schlesinger obtained his guns, but police were afraid of the privileges granted by his CCW. Attorneys are still reviewing evidence in the case, and Schlesinger is not scheduled for trial yet. If you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email investigators@KVOA.com or call 955-4444. Investigating for you, Sam Salzwedel, News 4 Tucson.